Hello everybody, happy Friday. It's a blue day, blue sky day, sunny. It's late afternoon. I spent the morning kind of getting the video you've probably already seen finished up and uploading. It's still uploading right now because really I can't do anything else on the internet while it's uploading. It's only about 20 minutes, 22 minutes, so it's not really very long, but obviously it relates to this one. This will be video, I think, 2. Hopefully, if you look at the first one, you'll see where all this Bondo glass was on there, and you see it's almost all gone. It almost all got sanded back off. I have a problem. Can't find any sandpaper. I know I've got some. Can't find it. I've got some of this in 80 grit. This happens to be, I think, 180. Yeah, that's 180, which is a bit too fine. It wastes it, and it's too expensive to waste. I got some there on my DuraBlock. You see how it's all plugged up. I can't find the stinking round DuraBlock. I have to hide these from the mice and rats because I don't want to chew on them. They cost too much. And I hid that other one so well I can't find it. So I did finally find this purple paper in 80 grit. And I used it on the DeWalt sander. I told you I did have some DeWalt stuff. I've got a DeWalt palm sander. There's the poor Harbor Freight. The Harbor Freight, I think the clutch went out on it because it just spins like and you can't put any pressure on it, and it just stops. But it just spins like a grinder now. It doesn't DA anymore, so it's not really a DA sander. But anyway, whatever. I sent another video. I ordered a steel. Looks almost exactly like that. It probably is the same thing. And I should have it next week. The old DeWalt's all right. Besides not having sandpaper for it. So I should plan a week of looking for everything before I ever start a project like this, or ordering it, because I can't find it. So what you can see there, obviously, I think you can see there, because I've sanded it. And these are low spots still. You can see where it's kind of pitted and stuff. And there's a low spot right on top of this lip, right there. Several of them, like right here. Some of that is I'd bring the sander down and I hit this rounded part. Of course, like I said, I can't find my round DuraBlock, which would be really good for this lip. But overall, there's a big spot right here that's low, and all in right in here. You can see there's a spot right there. All this right in here is kind of low and needs filler. So that's the purpose of this, though, is to do this initial kind of on these edges and stuff. And this is a weld across here. So that's right in the weld. Now you can see a little bit of the weld right here. So next will be the polyester filler, which is much smoother. I don't think I'm doing it. It's kind of chilly right now. My hands are a little cold. I got too close to the end of the evening. And so it's probably not going to happen until next week, but it will get a thin layer of the polyester filler, which is it's a joy to work with once you worked with this stuff. And I'll cover from this body line down. I don't really need any in this body. Well, the body line's got a couple of divots and waves in it. You can feel them, but one issue I've got right here is I think I ground a weld off, and so I've got kind of a loose spot there, and I don't think I can let that go. I'll probably tap that back with a hammer and maybe tack it down with the welder and then grind the weld back smooth. Make a little low spot there. See, it's a high spot, as you can see. Make it low and then re-weld this pack panel. Obviously it's a panel on there. Right here's you can see it. There's where that's welded on there, and it's high, and this is low, which I'll fill that again, but I'm afraid it'll crack there if I don't do something to that. Either glue it or try to re-weld it. I do have the panel bonding adhesive. I guess I can mix just a little bit up, pry that away, work it in behind there, and push that down, and see how it works. I might do that. I don't know. I didn't want to really open the panel bonding adhesive, but I think it has some shelf life unmixed, obviously. But anyway, obviously you can see low spots here. Of course, we know there's a patch panel right here, and it's high here, but it's low. These I think are even, but there's low around it, so that'll get all hopefully feathered in. I think I'll just go right over the line here in the rocker panel and use it as the guide, and then come back in later with a hacksaw and recut the line in the Bondo. So I'll probably bring that from way over and try to smooth and feather all that in. The wheel well, you can start to see it's starting to define the wheel well here on the edges. That's what my goal was. Even out here, there are some bobbles here on the edge still, which should help with the polyester. So finally get that defined, get this smooth. Obviously it's still kind of low right there in that those two little spots where they were dents. But this will all get a coating on there. Hopefully I can, well, I don't have to have that round block. I just hate that I have it and I can't find it. I had other ways I can do that. I've done it before. But the reason I bought the Duro blocks, but the problem I have is it's been months and months since I've done anything with body stuff. And so I put all that stuff away very well. I can't find it. So again, I didn't have much sandpaper, but I do have a roll of that stuff in 80 grit though, and I know that. I don't know where it is. I've got this block here. I think I bought O'Reilly's, which is what I want to use. I used it some anyway, and I can actually wrap regular paper. I don't have to have that PSA or whatever it's called. Self-adhesive, I don't know, pressure-sensitive adhesive, PSA paper. But I may order some more. I've been intended to order some more anyway. But like I said, I think I'll tap that back. That's a little bit too proud, and then that's that seam. And like I said, I'm going to have to reattach those together there because I think I ground the weld off. So good time to test the panel bonding adhesive. But again, it needs to be back a little bit. So I'll take the body hammer and just go along that and just kind of try to tap that back some. I want to show you guys inside this because some of you have never seen it, I don't think, and I've never done a video, I don't think, showing you what this looks like underneath. It doesn't look like the way they regularly are. Alrighty. One thing, if you can see that, it's muddy under there because, you know, I have driven the car down on the muddy road. I've got some work to do here. I don't want to leave this rough like that. I'm going to go ahead and smooth that back out, and so I don't have a real thick gummy mess right there. I'll just have to get down here with the sander and sand that. Anyway, let's see if we can see this. Probably not, but because the light's working against us. But this is the, get away from a little bit. Maybe I can get in here. Here? I don't know. See, it's just so thick. And this is, in here is the inner fender. Of course, here's the quarter panel. 1/4-inch rod, round rod, which was an old jack handle from one of them crank up truck handles. And it's bent, and it's got this inner fender welded to it here, and the outer one welded to it here. This is actually, you can see where I re-welded it the other day. And this will get a little skim of Bondo. It doesn't really need it, but I can think you're ever going to be able to see that. I'd have to have a light. I don't have one down here. And you'll see it eventually. This, like I say, this is real heavy stuff up here. It's like, I don't know, thick stuff. I don't know what gauge it is. Just this piece that goes all up to that fender, inner fender, You can't probably see it. I'll do it sometime with a light. Kind of see a little bit there. This is the original, obviously. You can see that. Comes where it meets a boat trailer fender. So that's the trailer fender there. And it's welded to the old inner fender right along this line here. I think it's welded actually on both sides. I don't remember. I did it when the car was flipped up on its side. That's what I said. And it actually looks pretty good. It don't look bad. But see, this is square, where this is here is rounded. And the problem I had is when the car airs out, it was hitting that rounded edge on this side. That's why I did that. Plus, these were really rusty on this. The rustiest part of the car was these outside inner fenders. That's kind of weird to say, but these things here. And then, let's see if I can get around here. Nutty. I've got a little spot. I tapped it in just a minute ago. I got a little metal poking out because I went to Bondo for the, you know, just to swipe up this all the way along this line. Let's kind of square that off. Well, maybe I shouldn't. It actually looks pretty good. I mean, good. I mean, come on, it's the tires right here, and it's gonna get stuff thrown up against it, so it may not have any Bondo on it, but it's got little holes like that in it. So that's just my welding from yesterday or the day before, whenever I did that. Because like I say, what I did is I welded. I showed you on that other video. I cut that off and I welded. So this is all weld right here. Good or bad, right or wrong, it's what it is. And I made this piece here. This piece was gone, so that's a piece I made. I just cut it out of flat steel and hammered it out to fit up against that. This is a trailer fender. I welded this corner of them together, and then it's welded to the trunk drop, or whatever you call it, back here, and right along this line. Maybe folded over. I don't remember how I did it, but anyway, I made all this stuff here. This trunk drop, yeah, this is the trunk drop I made because it was rusted out. The other side's the original still. It was in good shape. But that right there is a drain to the air water trap. It's auto drain, so whether it ever drain or not, I don't know, but it comes out through the floor of the trunk. That's what that is. The pipe sticking down is. Of course, this all has that 2K truck bed liner on. I don't know. I'll go for suggestions if anybody gives me any. I'm wondering about doing undercoat in this on top of that 2K truck bed liner. Maybe it wouldn't be necessary. I know the rubberized undercoating would be less gravel and stuff banging and stuff onto that. I may do. I don't know. Probably wouldn't like laying under here spraying it up on there, but it wouldn't be perfect by any means. A axle bump stop's crooked. It just has one bolt on top of it, and then the side wings hold it in place. That's a great big old bump stop. That's a SUV bump stop, and the wheel and tire clears it, so there's plenty of space on this side. I got my tires sitting way out. I like them sitting out against the outside of the wheel well. That's just the way I like, the style I like. Anyway, I want to show you guys that. Don't know how much this will make this interrupt. I don't want this to be very long, and it's already 15 minutes. So anyway, so that's going to be, I think that'll be fine. It's actually fairly flat. It's just low right here where the weld is. And I think I can feather all that in. Like I say, hopefully, the only reason to Bondo down here on this edge is to build this corner and get it nice and defined. So, like I said, I don't know how well that would be on it because of the where it is. But anyway. Well, there you guys go. There's step 2, basically. Got the Bondo glass sanded down, so, and it's pretty much ready for the polyester filler. But like I say, it's too cold right now and don't feel like it. Hopefully this will be all right and won't flash rush over the weekend. Like I say, it's Friday, and I probably won't work on it over the weekend. And I'm hoping for better weather. I don't know. It may turn, you know, this time of year, it may go south on us bad. But I hope not. It's looking pretty good, I think. And I'm the only, as I said, I only have to please myself. I don't want to please anybody else. And so I think it'll look fine. As soon as I get that next layer coat on there, maybe the final one, I may have a few little odd low spots. I'll have to go back. Obviously, I didn't have to do guide coat on this at all, because it's, to me, it's too early to guide coat. I don't know, but probably the next one might get a guide coat till I find the high and lows and try to get this all flat. By that time, hopefully I've got some decent sandpaper to use. But you know, I'll get good practice on this side, and the other side will be easier. Actually, the other side's better than this side. So this was the really bad side of the car. This is where I had that big old massive hole right there, from when I was 18. I think I said the video it's uploading right now, that I wasn't bragging on my past self, because I had some dodgy stuff, and this was one of them right in here. Hopefully I've learned a little, and this is somewhat better. And I think it'll really start to shape up when it gets the next coat on there, and it'll start looking really good, I hope. And we'll get her sanded and probably get some primer. I found some primer that's sandable primer, which it'll probably get sanded back off, and then it'll get epoxy. As I think I said somewhere at some point here, like I say, I record these at different times. I don't remember what I said. I'm gonna wait to epoxy this one and the other one, and I'll probably epoxy everything, the whole quarter panel, when I do, and on both sides. Maybe some on the roof. I don't know. May not. May wait till it gets a little warmer. But so far that done really good. I probably won't do it where I mix quite that much hardener in. Wasn't very smart. But anyway, I will talk to you guys later. There'll be another part on this, obviously, or 2 or 3, and hopefully it'll look better every time you see it. So I'll talk to you guys all later. Oh boy, this is Saturday. It's cold out. It's kind of partly cloudy and it's a crisp wind. Supposed to maybe rain here tonight. I don't know how it's going. It's awful cold. But I got the car all covered. Hopefully it'll keep from getting too wet and rusting that back up before I get to it. A little bit won't hurt nothing, obviously, but it is ready for the filler to go on there, the polyester filler. I don't really want to sand on it again. I mean, it's ready, besides I showed you guys that crack that's in the patch. I'm going to fix that, but anyway, I got my little tiny cheap blue, not really a car cover, over the roof and the back window. So if it snows, hopefully it can keep the snow out. Close this in the trunk. So I got it weighted down with a tire and a ladder, but and the jack stand. Keep it, hopefully it won't blow off of there. I still need to take this tail light out. I probably need to take them both out, so I don't damage them. Hit the chrome with a sander or something to mess it all up. But I noticed my cart over here. My cart gets mistreated, by the way. The seat I need to repair the seat because it's got ice on it, so it tells you how cold it is out here. Mostly. There's a little water right there. Well, with that freezing, I can get that off of there. I don't use cart. I do use it probably more in the truck, but it's got a little wood in the back of it right now. But if I ever get the shed enlarged or get the lean-to on back, this thing would be inside where it'd help it a lot. Everything would be a lot if it had some kind of roof over it, which is my goal. Anyway, I got her covered. Got it all battened down. Mostly covered. There's a little spot there, not, but hopefully it's far enough in here it won't get wet. And hopefully next week will be a better week. I don't know. As far as the weather goes, we'll see. It needs to warm up. We're way too cold right now. But anyway, I will talk to you later with I hope to have something to actually talk about besides looking at my car covered with a tarp. I know that's exciting. I'll talk to you guys later.